Hi there, how are you today? My name is Kayode Ajonle, and I want to share a few thoughts with you from the scriptures. Today I want to share from the book of Mark, chapter 5, from verse 37 to 38. It's the story of Jairus, a man who had a sick daughter who had gone to meet Jesus, invited him over to his house, and on the road, people met with Jesus and he said, Jesus, there's no point coming to his house again because the daughter was dead or had died, as the case may be in that situation. But we know the end of the story, but I want to just focus on verse 37 and verse 38. So they left for his home, but Jesus didn't allow anyone to go with them except Peter and the two brothers, Jacob and John. When they arrived at the home of the synagogue ruler, they encountered a noisy uproar among the people, for they were all weeping and wailing. When Jesus got into Jairus' house, he did something very important, something we can learn from. He had to send certain people out, and he went in with some group of people. Why did he do that? I believe that when you are in a situation, or particularly when you're believing God for certain things, you have to learn to manage your company. You want to have people who will keep stirring your faith. Of course, people who will keep steering you in the direction of faith, who will keep steering you away from doubt to believing. If it were not necessary for the case of Jairus, Jesus would have gone in or just taken Peter and John together with the parents of the daughter. He would have allowed everyone to be there. But Jesus knew something we can learn from, which is that unbelief is as contagious as faith. I'll take it again. Unbelief is as contagious as faith. So when you are in a situation where you are believing God for certain things, you want to manage your company so that fear is shut out among you. You want people who truly believe God. You want to stretch their faith all the way to believing God for the results of that situation. All right? You want to shut out doubt and unbelief, because faith is as contagious as unbelief. Unbelief is also as contagious as faith. Remember the story in the book of Numbers where Moses had sent some people ahead of town to go and check the land that God had promised them, and they came back with a testimony. The people heard the bad news, and somehow the bad news spread among them, and it affected everybody in that situation. So here's my counsel. If you have the choice of selecting the people, selecting your company in situations where you truly believe in God, make sure you hang around people of faith. You don't have to be emotional about it, trying to stay around unbelief and hopelessness because you don't want to offend people, you want to be accommodating. Faith must be moving with faith. Faith must be moving with faith. In that